What's up, everybody? Today I have a fun Bible review. This one is the Deluxe Thinline Reference Bible from Thomas Nelson in the New King James Version translation. Now, this Bible has already been out for some time in various other cover formats, but this is the first higher end, higher level cover option available. So this is just basically a rerun in a different cover option of a familiar Bible to many people. So this is the black genuine leather. Here's the box, typical Thomas Nelson non-premium Bible box. This is the look that many of their Bibles have on the cover boxes. You have information on the side, then on the back you have all of your information for the Bible itself. So this one retails for $99.99, so my guess is, not having looked it up prior to making this video, that you will probably be able to find it for around $70, $60, depending on where you look for it elsewhere. So this Bible is an excellent little addition, and I am partial to smaller Bibles, medium-sized hand-carrying Bibles. I do like, as I've said in a prior video, that the large print thin lines are a favorite overall size to carry, but I do like having these smaller Bibles. So this was an excellent and enjoyable Bible to review. This is a quite pebbly grained genuine leather compared to my Crossway genuine leathers. You have perimeter stitching around the edge, raised spine hubs. You have 5 of those. Then you have some detailed gold embossing in between each of those. I'm not sure the concept and thinking behind not having one on the top on the ends or the bottom, but that's how they did it on this one. I know the brown one had square boxes in between here. I actually like this one better. You have Holy Bible, New King James, and then Thomas Nelson logo. And then on the back you have your ISBN embossed. I'd prefer that to be stamped, but that's just me. So dimensions on this thing is 8.5 inches tall. That's the text block itself. 5 3/8 inch wide. And this is a true thin line. So you have, technically it's like 13/16 of an inch thick, but it's around 5/8 with the cover. So it's still under an inch thick, which is what a thin line should be. That's why they labeled it thin lines. So I will compare it to the ESV thin line, which is its most closest competitor. So even this thin line's a little bit thinner than that. But text block is very similar dimensions. And we will actually come back to that one in a second. So looking at the interior, this one is edge lined, another step up from a paste down non-premium Bible. It is a synthetic liner, but it is stitched, so that does help keep that together. You have your tab here. The pages are glued a couple inches up, so it's not all the way glued together. You have right into your presentation page, then right into the Holy Bible. And your cover page, your publisher's page. This one is printed in China, which is not bad. They have good Bibles from there. Then you have your table of contents, preface, and then Old Testament. Very minimal, very simple. Definitely a carry around, take and go with you sort of Bible. Then you have your Old Testament right at the beginning. And you can see here, the cover says lay flat. However, it's not as lay flat as I would prefer, but it is different on both ends. As you can see here, from the back, it actually lays fairly flat. That was 2 F's in a row. That was kind of hard to say. But in Revelation, you're laying flat, where in Genesis, you're not really. You have quite a bit of a hump here, and it's still wanting to pop up. That has to do with, I'm assuming, just where the book block was tabbed to the cover. I think if it was glued a little bit tighter, it would be doing that, is my assumption, not knowing exactly what's going on there. You have perimeter or your overcast stitching here. So this Bible has all the marks of a premium Bible. It's just not the premium price tag, and there are a couple cuts that were made, such as the synthetic liner, that make it out to be non-premium. And then also there's no red under gold or blue, any color under gold for the page dye. And actually this dye, or the gilding's an off, it's kind of a matte finish. It's really cool actually, but it's not bright gold. It's almost a silver actually. So getting into the rest of this, here is one of the biggest things I noticed was that the cover, or the box, states that this is a 9-point type. And we'll get to a place where we can leave this open. In all honesty, this is not 9-point. It can't be. If the New King James, the McLaren that I recently reviewed, if that's a 10.5, this is definitely not 9-point. And in comparison, obviously it's a different font entirely, different publisher, but the ESV Thinline, this is an 8-point. And even though it's different, it looks bigger. So this is at most an 8-point font in the New King James Comfort Print. So that's the biggest probably drawback or negative that I would say, is it's not really a 9-point. It would be awesome if it was a 9-point. I'm not completely complaining about having the 8-point, but definitely not advertised correctly in that regard. So this Bible does not have the full cross-references. It has around 40,000 cross-references. So the McLaren has, I believe, like 72,000, I think is the full cross-reference for New King James. But this only has about 40. But however, that is a decent amount for a Thinline Bible compared to the ESVs, which do not have any cross-references unless you get the large print reference. So for such a small Bible that's still under an inch thick, and this traditional 8.5 by 6 or 5 size, it's an excellent feature to have those in here. It's kind of hard to differentiate between those and the textual footnotes because they are all together. However, they do have the number letter system going on there, similar to a Schuyler Bible or any of the other ones that have the references at the bottom of the page. And as I stated, the comfort print is the NKJV from 2K Denmark, which they do in all of their Bibles. The Proverbs poetic literature is verse by verse. It is line matched, so it is very legible. The opacity is great. I'm not sure the GSM on this paper. It's probably a 28, I'm guessing. Maybe 30, but it doesn't seem super thick, so I'm guessing 28. If somebody knows, you can tell me, that would be appreciated. So New Testament, this is a red letter edition, and you can see here, so far looking through it, I haven't noticed much variation, so it's been a pretty consistent red letter. It's laying, you can just look at this, it's really clean. The verse numbers are in black, so I like how they keep that versus having the numbers change where they have the red, like the CSB has red verse numbers. I kind of like having the black in here. It's really nice. It's actually very easy to see the verses. I'm going to the back here. There's actually a significant amount of stuff in this Bible for being so small. You have your concordance. I'm not sure the number of references in this concordance. There's nothing that I could find that said the number of references. It's 3 column. I think it's a decent size. It's definitely substantial for most things that you will be doing with such a small Bible, wherever you may be. Then you have your reading plan at the end there. Note on the typeface, so the 2K Denmark collaboration there. The comfort print, and then you have your maps, which are just your regular Thomas Nelson maps. So these will be the same ones you find in the McLaren series that I reviewed and any other New King James from Thomas Nelson that you're gonna come across. Then you have your final page, which again is glued halfway up, and then your tab at the back. And you have two significantly long 3/8 inch ribbons. You have a black and a red. And these are actually my preferred length. They're not so long that they're in the way, but they are long enough that when you are pulling them out, which I know people use these ribbons differently, different styles of how you use them, but I use them come out here and then I pull up. And when you have a ribbon that's too short, you're hitting down here, and I don't like that. So these are perfect. And I was really glad that they did that for those. So anyway, this is the Deluxe Thinline Reference Bible from Thomas Nelson in the newly released genuine leather. So thanks for watching.